We've got about 2 minutes for questions. If anybody has them, we'll be available for that. We did a good job. Okay.
So how do you convince your university or the board of directors to spend the budget on security?
That is the question of the conference, right?
I think that this is one of those places where risk assessment can be really helpful. If you have, a list of here are the places where data resides. This is the systems that we're trying to protect. These are the threats, and this is how much it would cost us in terms of reputation, in terms of actual physical loss, or how much time it would take to fix the problem. Then it's a whole lot easier rather than saying, oh, the sky is falling. This thing might happen, and oh, yeah. But the fact of the matter is, breaches happen. It's not a matter of if, it is a matter of when. And I think we've seen enough examples at this point that you can point at, this happened to this school, and now they're spending a whole bunch of money that they wouldn't have had to spend otherwise if they had done this proactively.
One of the things that I still feel is very important is that some sort of a defensive strategy book is put in place. These are the major threats, this is the way in, here's what we can do about it, and then we can assign budget numbers to those things. Risk assessment is a very important part. There are tools out there, there's free tools out there that'll, evaluations of products, I know tons of them, and they'll come in for a month and they'll give you this great report of your leaks. As long as you do something with that report, that's the critical thing. If that's rolled up to the board meeting and put in front of the group that makes the decisions of budget, they might just give you a little bit more.
Yeah, I think it's really important to make the situation real for your board members. In my case, I think all but one of our board members has really no education kind of experience, and so their experience is primarily with things like banking or financial industry, and so security is just there, right? It's already a major portion of their budget, and so there's assumptions being made. So I think you need to bring it down to a level where you say, this is kind of where we are. Let's just be realistic, let's be honest, but also optimistic about where we can go. And I think that that needs to be an assessment. It needs to be some sort of roadmap for how you're going to do. I used an information security maturity model, kind of show us where we are on a curve, and then an ongoing scorecard. And so something where you're showing progress. And I said this earlier, and I think it's kind of funny, but I think it's true. The old joke about you get money after a breach. I heard this the other day. After your first breach, what do you get? You get budget. After your second breach, what do you get? You get personnel. And after your third breach, you get fired. So I think you need to take advantage. And I know that sounds horrible, but you need to take advantage or take the opportunity after even minor breaches or minor security incidents to bring those forward and say, even if this didn't have a major impact on the university or the organization, this is an example of what could happen, and here are the controls that we're missing. I think the other thing is you're talking about kind of a playbook or a guide or an incident response plan. I think one of the things you can do is build that incident response plan with placeholders for systems or tools or procedures that you don't yet have, and then be able to assign or come up with kind of an ongoing budget process that says, maybe I can't do this year, but here's what I'd like to get to, and be able to demonstrate this is what impact I think that particular tool or process might have. Because I think the other thing is that, at least in my experience, is that boards think of security like a lot of other things, and that I give you some money this year and then we're done. It's solved. And of course it's not. It's ongoing forever. So you've got to continue to show progress, but you've also got to continue to show that, geez, these things are changing so fast that it's going to be ongoing for a very long time.
Well, okay, so thank you guys very much. Thank you too, Lysa and Chris.
Thank you.
And so let's give them a round of applause for coming. Thank you very much.